Hello and welcome to the Tabletop Games blog topic discussion.
Shelves of Stories. How games and books reflect who we are. Some people enjoy running their fingers along a row of books, looking for one that catches their eye. Others love wandering past shelves filled with board games, drawn to the artwork or the imaginative setting. Book lovers love the smell of paper and ink, while board gamers relish the scent of a new box. Flicking through the pages or rifling through components is part of the thrill. Collections are more than mere possessions. They offer manifold possibilities shaped by curiosity, memory, and imagination. In this article, I want to look at what unites book and board game collectors. A collection isn't just stuff sitting on a shelf. Each book and each board game is an invitation. They are portals to different worlds or different times, where we can experience new adventures, dive into exciting stories, or share laughter with friends and family. Every item in the collection tells its own story. An unopened book or board game that is still in its plastic shrink wrap hums with unexplored potential, while a previously read book or already played board game is ready to transport us back into a familiar world. Similarly, a much-read book can take us back to a wonderful holiday or time in our lives when we were very happy, just like a well-worn copy of a board game might recall family gatherings or friendly rivalry. Even imperfections like bent pages or missing tokens are clues to the history of a book or board game. People collect for a variety of reasons. Some are drawn to a particular setting, from medieval castles to distant galaxies, to mysterious manors to quiet country villages. Others stick with favorite authors or game designers because they know their style, their approach, and the consistent quality of their creations. Nostalgia is another powerful pull. Titles we keep for sentimental reasons often remind us of early experiences in reading or gaming, a first favorite, a shared moment, or even a gateway into the hobby. Usually it is a mix of all of these, blending curiosity, memories, and the thrill of discovery into the act of acquisition itself leads to a collection that is uniquely personal. Books and board games also engage the senses in other ways that deepen the connection to our collections. The feel of a book cover, the weight of a thick novel, the scent of a new board game box, or the clink of metal tokens all contribute to our enjoyment. Even the way a page turns or a box opens adds to the tactile experience, reinforcing a bond with the collection. These sensory experiences make the items in our collections feel alive, enhancing the pleasure of owning as well as reading or playing them. Collections also reflect aesthetic appreciation. Artwork, typography, and component design are all part of the sensory experience, creating visual and tactile enjoyment alongside the intellectual and emotional. Books with unique bindings and board games with beautiful illustrations become objects of admiration. They are no longer just functional objects but pieces of art. Book and board game collections alike are palettes of enjoyment. Books and board games transform a simple shelf into a canvas of visual appeal, sensory enjoyment, and imagination. Beyond the physical, both books and games spark imagination. A novel takes readers on a journey of vast narrative landscapes, while a board game puts players in charge of their destinies. The interactivity makes gameplay feel personal, turning every session into a story of its own. Collectors know the thrill isn't just in reading or playing, but in the quiet anticipation of what might unfold, the day when a forgotten book is picked up or a neglected game finally played. Organizing a collection is a surprisingly satisfying part of the hobby. Lining up spines, stacking boxes by size or color, or by author, designer, or theme can turn clutter into a usable display. Arrangement adds structure and pleasure in equal measures. Being able to make a collection inviting and enjoyable to browse is hugely satisfying. A well-ordered shelf is both A well-ordered shelf is both practical and aesthetically rewarding, giving a small sense of control and satisfaction. How a collection is arranged is also very personal. Grouping by genre, theme, or mood reveals a collector's tastes and preferences, and maybe even provides a glimpse into their emotional state. A neat row of literary or board game classics signals a love of tradition, while a sprawling stack of fantasy books or narrative board games suggests an enjoyment of immersion and a willingness to get lost in other worlds. Each shelf becomes a narrative, every book or board game box contributing to a chapter, and each bookmark or component adding nuance to the story, creating an almost living gallery of interests. The process of arranging can itself spark creativity, inspiring curated reading marathons or themed game nights. It can also lead to rediscovery. Finding an overlooked book or board game can spark renewed enthusiasm, while rearranging a collection can reveal forgotten gems. Arrangements can be refreshed seasonally for thematic reasons or simply to keep the space feeling alive and interesting. Whether it is a casual browse, a quiet reading session, or a planned board game night, organization makes the collection more usable, enjoyable, and satisfying. Arranging is also a form of interaction, a playful conversation between collector and collection, which reinforces the bond and ensures every item is appreciated. A collection isn't just about acquiring objects. It preserves memories, creativity, and history. Books and board games alike can be rare, out of print, or special editions, representing a slice of a past that may soon fade away. Keeping them safe is part of a collector's role. Preservation is an investment in personal and shared history, ensuring that future generations can experience the same stories, mechanisms, and designs that inspired collectors in the past. Collectors also often think about making items accessible without compromising their condition. Introducing a friend to a classic book or board game gives it a new life. Curating is about balance between novelty and nostalgia, rarity and usability, aesthetics and accessibility. Thoughtful collections are vibrant, functional, and enjoyable rather than static or overwhelming. Preservation, careful handling, and thoughtful curating are what keeps collections alive and thriving. A collection should be a living, breathing space where each item can be appreciated and used, not just stored. As collectors, we can sometimes go overboard though. Chasing rare editions can be expensive, and accumulating too many books or board games isn't cheap either, while also creating clutter that can lead to stress. Maintaining balance allows a collection to be both a source of joy and a living archive. When we get the balance right, books and board games can form a rich, interactive repository of memory, imagination, and shared experience. At its heart, a collection is about potential, but also about trust, the trust that the right book or board game will find the right moment. Books require time to read and enjoy fully, while board games require the right group to be available and in the right state of mind. Shelves are also never static. They're living, evolving, and ready to be explored, shared, and enjoyed. They offer the joy of learning and the pleasure of shared experience, whether reading quietly, playing competitively, or spending time with friends and family. I think that is the real value of collecting. It is not about ownership or completion, but about potential, connection, and care. Each shelf is a reflection of the collector, shaped by curiosity and memory, by the stories that moved them and the games that led to laughter. Our books and games remind us that imagination never really ends. It just waits patiently on the shelf for its next chapter. By seeding our collection correctly, we can ensure that every item has purpose, every story a role, and every game a memory.
Thank you for listening to this Tabletop Games blog topic discussion podcast. Please check the description below for links mentioned in this episode, as well as to the written version of this article on the blog. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, give us some stars, or leave a review. Please also tell your friends about me, and if you want to offer financial support, check out my Patreon and Ko-fi pages, links to which you'll find in the blog at tabletopgamesblog.com. So thank you again for listening, and I hope to see you again soon.
This podcast was made possible by the generous help of my supporters. Royal Patron Sean Newman, Magic Champion John Risley, Castle Guards David Miller and James Naylor, Dice Masters Alex Bardi, Paul Grogan and Robin Kay, and Shining Lights Jacob Davis, Gavin Jones and Richard Simpson.